$1 million placed on a single football match. The bettor was so confident they did not even consider losing. 90 minutes later, that entire fortune was gone. This is the story of the biggest betting loss in World Cup history, and the tiny island nation responsible for it. Let us break it down. Let us set the scene because almost nobody saw this coming. Spain, the betting co-favorite to win the entire 2026 FIFA World Cup, opened their tournament against Cape Verde, who were making their World Cup debut. FIFA. Going into this match, Spain were priced at minus 1,500 odds simply to beat Cape Verde. FIFA. Spain was around a minus 1,200 favorite on the money line at sportsbooks, representing a 92% implied probability of victory, with Cape Verde sitting as a 28-1 underdog. SofaScore. In simple terms, this was not supposed to be close. Let us put those odds into real perspective. For reference, those odds were actually worse for Cape Verde than the odds Saudi Arabia had before their stunning 2-1 win over Argentina back at the 2022 World Cup. SofaScore. If you remember that historic Saudi Arabia upset, this match was somehow considered an even bigger mismatch on paper. And then, somewhere in the betting world, one person decided to make a massive statement. One trader on Polymarket put $1 million on Spain to win the match outright. SofaScore. At pre-match odds, that wager was expected to return $1,085,943.48, a modest profit of around $85,000. iScore. A single bet, larger than most people's entire life savings, placed on what felt like an absolute sure thing. But football has never cared about what felt like a sure thing. Cape Verde pulled off the shock of the entire 2026 World Cup so far, holding European champion Spain to a battling goalless draw in their Group H opener in Atlanta. Flashscore.com, Spain had a whopping 27 shots compared to just 6 for their opponents, but none of the 7 shots they managed on target could find a way past Cape Verde's inspired goalkeeper. Flashscore.com, 0-0. The most expensive draw in the history of sports betting. Let us talk about exactly how dominant Spain were statistically, because the numbers make this result even harder to believe. Spain created over 10 times the expected goals that Cape Verde managed, with a figure of 2.10 compared to their opponents' mere 0.20. ESPN. Spain also finished the match with 74% possession and 27 total shots to Cape Verde's 6. ESPN. Spain attempted 12 shots in the first half alone without scoring, the most shots they have had in a single half without a goal since 1966, except for one match against Switzerland. Wikipedia. Every single statistic pointed toward a comfortable Spanish victory. Every single statistic was wrong. So who exactly stopped this footballing powerhouse? 40-year-old goalkeeper Vozinha made 7 crucial saves for Cape Verde in this match. Wikipedia. Since 1966, the only goalkeeper aged 40 or older to make more saves in a single FIFA World Cup game was Pat Jennings, who made 10 saves for Northern Ireland against Brazil on his 41st birthday back in 1986. Wikipedia. Vozinha tipped over a header, saved a close-range effort, tipped another header around the post, and then denied 2 more dangerous chances late in the game. Wikipedia. One man, standing between Spain and an easy victory, for 90 straight minutes, and Vozinha did not do it alone. His 2 center-backs were absolutely outstanding and played the game of their entire lives. Dini Borges won more duels and made more tackles than any other player on the pitch. Wikipedia. He was only bettered by Dublin-born Pico Lopes, who made 11 clearances, including a goal-saving block to deny Mikel Oyarzabal late in the match. Wikipedia. A complete defensive masterclass. From a nation many people had never even heard of before this tournament. Let us talk about exactly how small this footballing achievement truly is in scale. Cape Verde became the 3rd smallest nation by population to ever compete in a FIFA World Cup. Wikipedia. This was the first time Cape Verde had ever taken a single point off a top 10 ranked side at any World Cup in their history. Fox Sports, an island nation, with a population smaller than many individual cities, just brought one of football's biggest powerhouses to a complete standstill. Now here's where this story gets genuinely fascinating from a betting perspective. The draw itself was priced as high as 13-1 at some sportsbooks, with only 2% of all bets placed at BetMGM actually backing a draw. SofaScore's Spain to win was actually the single most bet World Cup wager that entire day at BetMGM, both by total number of wagers and by total dollar amount, with many bettors, including Spain, as part of larger parlays. SofaScore. Almost the entire betting world made the exact same confident mistake. Let us hear directly from the people inside this industry about what this moment actually meant. From a trading perspective, this was a significant result for the trading floor, with Spain heavily backed by bettors across both straight bets and parlays, said Mark Bickerdike, head of soccer at Caesars Sportsbook. SofaScore. When the head of soccer betting at a major sportsbook calls your upset significant, You know you have created real shockwaves throughout the entire industry. And what about Spain's own perspective on this humbling result? Spain's coach, Luis de la Fuente, refused to panic afterward. "We created enough chances to win 3 games," he insisted. "But football has these days. We will move on." Fox Sports. A measured response from a manager whose team statistically should have won comfortably, but simply could not find the back of the net. For Cape Verde, this result represented something far bigger than just one shocking scoreline. For Cape Verde, the point earned was historic, putting them in genuine contention for a shock qualification to the knockout stages. Fox Sports. Coach Bubista praised his players' incredible discipline afterward. "This was not luck," he said. "This was a plan executed perfectly." Fox Sports. "This was never an accident. This was a tiny nation executing their game plan to absolute perfection." My take on this entire story. Somewhere out there, one unlucky bettor learned an extremely expensive lesson about football's greatest gift: unpredictability. No amount of money, no amount of statistical advantage, and no amount of pre-match confidence can ever fully account for 90 minutes of pure heart on a football pitch. Cape Verde did not just earn a historic point that day, they cost the betting world one of its most painful lessons in World Cup history. That is the complete story behind the biggest lost bet of this entire World Cup. The $1 million wager, the shocking draw, the goalkeeper who made it all possible. Drop a comment right now and tell me, would you ever risk that much money on a single football match? Subscribe to this channel for more incredible World Cup stories, highlights, and breaking news. This is your World Cup 2026 coverage.